What's up, guys? This is the Galaxy's greatest Austin Peffer alongside Shane DeVoe, and we are here for our Week 10 predictions. Now, first things first, I did it again last week. Just like the week before, I accidentally picked Kansas City instead of Dallas, meant to pick Dallas, so I went 9-4 instead of 10-3. But you know what? Still a good week.
I believe I did too.
You also went 9-4. That's right. I'm currently at 83 wins, but you are currently leading still
Third straight week.
with 85.
Third straight week, boys.
But last week's winner was Big Boss Man 25, going 10-3, which I should have as well, but it is what it is. But let's move on. This week, starting with the Thursday night game, we have the Seattle Seahawks at the Arizona Cardinals. Who do you have, Shane?
I have the Seattle Seahawks. Again, I don't think Arizona's going to do much this year. They're probably going to win a few more games at least, just for respect and dignity at this point. But the Seattle Seahawks are really good. They're really good. Their Legion of Boom is now starting to pick up. They're starting to get better on defense. Their offensive line last week it was a bit of a shocking loss that they were favored to win. But I believe this week, with the addition of Dwayne Brown, he's going to get acclimated to this offense, and he's going to prove why he was a great pickup for them.
Yeah, after that loss, they really need the win here. And, I mean, Arizona needs to win, too, to save their season. But I think we already know that their season's lost. So I'm taking the Seattle Seahawks as a safe pick. But you know what? The home underdog could take it. And there's a lot of home underdogs this week. So I'm a bit worried about my picks this week. But we'll move on. Next, we have one of three key games. I'm not picking a game of the week. I'm picking three key games that I think might be game of the week. And I wouldn't have thought this was a potential game of the week if the season started, but kind of looks like it is now. The New Orleans Saints at the Buffalo Bills. It's a little tough one for me to pick. I feel like the Saints are due for a letdown. Sometimes you just get that feeling. This team, they got to lose at some point. And after 6 straight wins, I feel like they're a bit due for a letdown. And the Bills, you know, they've had a week and a half to prepare. They might be a fluky team as well, but with a week and a half to prepare, and they're at home in Buffalo where it's colder and
no ceiling, no roof.
Breeze don't have that dome. I think the Bills might steal this one. They're a home underdog here, so I got to go with the Bills.
I'm going to actually disagree with you.
Okay.
I believe the Saints have proven this year that never doubt them.
That's true.
Everyone doubted them when they were going 0-2, saying, okay, they're not going to make the
playoffs. I
playoffs.
doubted them before the season started.
Yeah, exactly. But now they're on the hot streak. 5 straight winning games.
6, actually.
Is it 6 now?
Yeah.
Oh, 6-2. I believe they're going to win this one. It's going to be very close. The defense is what's going to determine it for this game. If Buffalo Bills defense can stop the offense of the New Orleans Saints, if they can pick off Drew Brees, get a couple pick sixes, then it's over. But if if Drew Brees can just get the ball down the field, no picks, minimum this game, he'll win this game.
I think I'd agree with that. If he throws no picks, I think the Saints can take it. Maybe I'd probably say they will take it.
Yeah, they will take it. There's no picks.
We're gonna move on to the Green Bay Packers at the Chicago Bears. This game wouldn't have been as interesting if a man by the name of Aaron Rodgers was playing this game. But of course, as we all know by now, he is not. I'm going to take the Chicago Bears. I kind of want to take the Packers just because, you know, I feel like they're going to get a win here and they're going to get some wins here and there. But I just after this Monday night, they just don't look good. And Chicago, I mean, they've been scrappy. They're not a terrible team. They're all right. They'll make their way. But I think with the run game they have and the defense they have, it's going to be too much for the Packers to handle. I like Chicago.
I'm going to have to disagree with you again.
Really?
I'm going with the Packers. Last week it was a bad loss for the Packers, but Brett Hundley, even if you look at his stats, it was not a bad game for him. He didn't throw any picks. Yes, he could have got a couple more touchdowns on some drives, and some passes could have been thrown better, but it was not a bad game for him overall. He had a decent amount of passing yards, and he could have got into the end zone. He stated he knows this offense. He feels confident in himself, and his teammates still have confidence in him. They believe that they can get a win, a couple wins out of him. and I believe this is going to be the first win they're going to get out of them for this week. Is it going to be a tough one, considering that the Chicago Bears have been upsetting teams that should destroy them? Yes. I believe it's going to be very close. Even in Soldier Field, it's going to be very close. But the Packers will come on top with a field goal kick.
All right. Let's move on to the Cincinnati Bengals at the Tennessee Titans. I'm going to give this one to you, Shane.
Tennessee Titans. I don't trust the Bengals defense whatsoever. And is H.R. Green suspended for this game? Or was he fined?
No, he did not receive any suspension. I'm not sure about a fine, but he did not receive a suspension.
Oh, yeah, he did get fined because he beat the crap and started choking out Jalen Ramsey. But I just don't trust this defense or the offense of the Bengals in general. They've been literally one of the disappointments of the season. Most projected, everyone think they were going to be a disappointment. But Marcus Mariota, man, is he proven to be one of probably the most best comeback players we have seen in this league, in my opinion. Yeah, taking this team that has not been in the playoffs in years, and they're potentially right now in the running for a playoff spot.
Heck, people are saying Tennessee is somewhat disappointing, but they're 5-3. So if they're disappointing now,
wait till they make the playoffs.
I mean,
they'll be the biggest disappointment.
I mean, last year, the second half of the season, they got red hot. If they do the same thing, Tennessee might be in a good position. I'm going to go with the Titans this game as well, though.
They're second in their division right now. They're only behind Jacksonville by a game.
That's
so
true.
Anything can happen at this point.
And who knows with Jacksonville. So, but let's move on. We have the Cleveland Browns at the Detroit Lions. Say it on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Cleveland
Detroit
will lose. Detroit Lions will win this game.
And Detroit will win.
They'll win. This could possibly be the break that the Browns need, just by chance that the Detroit Lions are like, you know what, we're just going to let them get a win just to make them feel better. But I feel like Matt Stafford's going to be like, screw this, I'm going to go out and destroy this team.
Cleveland's coming off a bye, but I mean, I'm not expecting the Lions to lay an egg here. Matt Stafford's just too legit. He's too legit to quit.
For now.
He's too legit. I gotta go with the Lions. Pittsburgh at Indianapolis. Pittsburgh's coming off the bye week here. The past couple of years, they've kind of slept the week after their bye. I'm a little nervous to take the Steelers, but I'm gonna take the Steelers. They're just a safe pick. I mean, Indy, again, another home underdog here, coming off a win last week against the Houston Texans, now without Deshaun Watson. But
was technically a switcheroo of the favors that before Houston was favored. As soon as they lost Deshaun, Colts were favored. But I agree with you. I feel very cautious about this game, knowing Pittsburgh played down the teams with their records. But in years past, the Steelers have dominated the Colts with Andrew Luck. Remember that when he was at 100%. The first 2 meetings that Ben played against Andrew Luck and his team, he threw 6 touchdowns in both games. Last year's 3 touchdowns, it was okay. I believe Ben's going to throw another 3. He knows this defense well enough that he's going to figure out the holes and gaps. And Le'Veon Bell will rush over for 200 yards.
I could see that happening. I mean, and really, with the defense that the Steelers have now, as long as the momentum is carried over, there should be no question that the Steelers will win this game. But we've seen them sleep on teams before.
Bears.
Can happen again.
Jacksonville.
But let's move on. We have another key game here, the Minnesota Vikings at the Washington Redskins. Been a little tough for me to pick. Probably the hardest game for me to pick this week.
Really?
Yeah. I'm going to start with you, Shane. Who do you have here?
The Vikings, the leading NFC North division champions at this point. They're going to win this division, I believe. They have it locked down. The Minnesota Vikings are really good. With a backup quarterback, nonetheless, who now they put Sam Bradford on the IR and activated Teddy Bridgewater. So it's hinting that he might get a couple of game time plays in this week, depending on if it's a big score or if it's a very close game, just given that situation. But I think Minnesota's going to win this game, and it's probably going to be big.
I'm agreeing with you, but I'm a bit hesitant because, again, we have another home underdog. And the Redskins, coming off of a big win against the Seattle Seahawks, saving their season, could potentially sneak a wild card spot, I think. I'm not picking it, but it could happen. NFC is going to be a tight race, but
NFC East will be a tough race.
Yeah, well, I mean, the entire NFC, I think, is a tough race, really. But I got to go with the Vikings here. You know, they're red hot, and they are coming off their bye, so who knows? They might take a nap as well. But I mean, I kind of like them a little too much. I'm a little curious to see what goes on with Case Keenum this game, because if he's feeling the pressure, Bridgewater's back now. I should keep playing the way I'm playing. If he starts playing down, who knows?
Bridgewater.
We'll see about that. But all right, so we're both taking the Vikings here. The New York Jets at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Well,
bye Jameis.
A little interested to see what happens with Ryan Fitzpatrick facing his former team of last year. This kind of came at a coincidental time. But I got to go with the Jets here. If I looked at this beginning of the season, it would have been the other way around for sure. But
if there were no injuries.
Yeah, the Buccaneers have just suffered terrible injuries. And the Jets, they just forgot the tank. They decided, you know what? We want to be at least decent this year. We're going to go 8-8.
Yeah, they realized that the Patriots are not good, and we have a chance. So they're going to try. I'm definitely picking the Jets in this one. Jets are red hot right now. They're spinning in their games. They're winning games now. They should just lose and get the number one pick.
But they're not getting the number one pick now.
No, not now.
They have 4 wins. Cleveland still has none. San Fran still has none. They're not getting the 4.
Pending after this week. They can have 1.
Mm-hmm.
But
we'll see about that.
But I believe the Jets are going to win this one. It's probably going to be close considering Ryan Fitzpatrick knows this defense of his former team. Mm-hmm. He's going to find the holes and he's going to execute them perfectly. But I won't be surprised if the Jets win.
Yeah, the Tampa's another one of those home underdogs now. If I were Tampa, honestly, I just probably wouldn't even try anymore. Like, there's really no hope for the season now. You're 2-6. You're 4 games behind the Saints. It's pretty much over for the Buccaneers. Sorry. Really disappointing. I had high hopes from the beginning of the season. But let's move on. We have the LA Chargers coming off their bye week against... They're going to go on the road to the Jacksonville Jaguars. You know what? I'm going to call this upset of the week. I got the LA Chargers winning this game.
Okay.
Yeah. You know that weird pattern, even weeks, Jaguars let down. So the pattern hasn't failed me yet, so I'm going with the Chargers here. I'm still taking them to get that final wild card spot.
I'm just doing the math here, trying to think of when you said they let you down, but they have won those games too, if I'm correct. So I'm going to go with Jacksonville. Number one defense in the league, unstoppable. They stopped. Last week was major proof of it, how good their defense was. They held A.J. Green to 1 catch for 6 yards, even though he was ejected afterwards after the fight. But they held him to 1 catch. Unheard of. And the fact that now they're going against the L.A. Chargers, soon to be San Diego after this year. But like, they're stopping them. And I believe they're going to stop them. Are they going to get 10 sacks on Phillip Rivers? No. They might get a couple, maybe 2 to 5 sacks, depending on the situation. But I won't be surprised though if Jacksonville gets another 10 sacks and wins this game big on their defense.
Okay. I can see this going either way. Houston, Texas at the LA Rams. We got to go Rams here. I mean, we know the Texans did well without a quarterback last year, but now like more of their team overall has just kind of fallen. And Deshaun Watson, like he played a huge role with this Texans team, and without him, this season's just lost. I got to go with the Rams here. They're coming up. Wait, no, they're not coming off a bye. They're coming off a huge win, but we'll talk about that a little later. Yeah, I just got to go with the Rams. They're just hot right now.
I had to go with the Rams too. The number 1 scoring team in the league as of now. You can't help it. They're good. They're really good on defense now than they have been in years. And their offense is now starting to get going with Gurley and Jared Goff, who everyone thought was a bust, that quarterback, is not really a bust anymore. He's actually doing well.
He's got talent around him. Yeah. So, I mean, that's all he really needed. Last year, he had no talent around. And before we move on, just got to say, I can't remember what your name is or who you are, but I owe you an apology because I believe I commented on one of your videos saying you are crazy for having the Rams in the Super Bowl. This team is not a playoff team. I owe you an apology because they are a playoff team, and you know what? They could get a taste of that Lombardi, but
they already have a taste of Lombardi, don't they?
They have one taste of it.
Yeah, the greatest show on turf.
Mm-hmm. And now they're the greatest show on surf. But
Who was that video that who made the comment that you said that you were not going to expect the Rams to make the Super Bowl? You know what video was about?
No, there was some guys like season predictions before the season started.
Oh, wow.
I cannot think of your name to save my life. I wanted to hunt this video down, but I, sir, owe you an apology. So we're going to move on.
You'll get $20 of cash in the mail later.
So another one of the key games, Dallas at the Falcons.
Breaking news today: Ezekiel is now suspended for 6 games. Hallelujah!
Again, for the last time.
Hopefully,
He
will
be. Because if I have to pick him up once again on fantasy, I'm going to lose my crap. But I got the Dallas Cowboys winning this game.
Were they playing again this week?
They're playing at the Falcons.
Well, loss of Ezekiel now for the remainder of 6 games. Falcons coming off, I believe, was a loss last week.
Yep, they blew another win.
So I'm going to go with the Falcons. I think now just gives them a boost, knowing that Ezekiel is gone. We only got to worry about Dak Prescott and his throwing. Why not? We just take it to him and sack him multiple times and injure him. Potentially. But I believe the Falcons are this week going to get a massive boost on this team, considering they could have played them in the NFC Championship last year if the Green Bay Packers didn't beat them. So this could be a potential NFC matchup later on in the championship if somehow the Falcons can get back into the playoff picture. So we'll go from there.
I just feel like they'll be fine without Ezekiel Elliott. I still think Dak Prescott's a star. I think the Cowboys are good enough to win this game, and I just can't trust the Falcons. I can't. But they're another home underdog, so we'll see. Okay, and here's our loser game of the week. The New York Giants at the San Francisco 49ers. Well, this might be one of their last chances to win a game. But this is another tough pick for me, but I think I have to go with the New York Giants. I know that locker room is collapsing, but I feel like the Giants are going to get 4 wins at least this season.
Is Jimmy Garoppolo starting this week?
I don't think he is, which is if I knew he was, I might take the Niners. But I think I got to go with the Giants here.
I believe in my fantasy league I did pick the Giants to win.
Oh, and Janoris Jenkins will be back this game, so
I did pick the Giants to win. Again, I don't like any of these teams. These 2 teams specifically. Both of them have been, Giants have been a major disappointment this whole year.
Oh, my gosh.
We expected the 49ers to be somewhat like this, but we will at least expect them to have at least 2 wins by now, at minimum.
Or even one.
But I have to go with the Giants on this one. I think they need this game just to give them a boost that we can win at least another game this season. At least make it look respectable for us that we got at least 2 wins due to our situation.
Hey, San Fran, look on the bright side. If you lose this game, no one can call you the 0-9ers anymore. And if you win this game, well, they can call you the 1-9ers. So, but no one's going to call you the 0-10ers. So look forward to that.
2 weeks from now if they lose.
So we move on to Sunday night game, New England at Denver. This is the place where Tom Brady doesn't have his best performances.
And Brock Osweiler defeated him the last time.
That is true.
In overtime, in the snow.
But I gotta go with New England here.
I'll be back.
You'll be back?
Yeah, you gotta get our sponsor today, Coca-Cola. No, but I have to go with the Patriots on this one. I think Brady's gonna get over the hump in this game against Denver, considering that this is not the same Denver team he has played against in years past, nor is this the same Patriots team the Broncos are going to be played in the past. But Brady is Brady, and Brady will find a way to win this game. Is it going to be big? No. Is it going to get a couple touchdowns to Rob Gronkowski? Yes. And the running game is going to be phenomenal for the Patriots, but I believe their defense is going to take a massive boost this week. I think they're going to prove that they still are Super Bowl champions, and they're going to try to repeat this year. So expect their defense to be 100 times better than it has been this whole season.
Past couple of games, they've been bending, but they haven't been breaking. So I think the Patriots defense has made a turn for the better. So for now at least. And finally, we have the Miami Dolphins at the Carolina Panthers. I feel safe in picking the Panthers here. Dolphins, I just don't see any. I didn't see anything with them beginning of the season, and I don't see anything with them now.
Same here.
I gotta go roll with the Panthers. They at least have something going for them.
I agree with you 100%.
Mm-hmm.
At the beginning of the year, I thought at least the Miami Dolphins would at least be 8-8, in my opinion. They're still on track to become 8-8.
Yeah, they're 4-4, so they're on pace.
But they're not going anywhere this year. They're not. The Buffalo Bills have the better chance of taking over the division than the Miami Dolphins or the Jets do at this point.
Yeah, you could debate the Jets might be better than the Dolphins this year.
But I have to go with the Panthers. I like Cam Newton now. Recent comments I could disagree with what he's doing, but he's been actually doing pretty well this season. He's starting to get back into that form of when he was MVP. It's not as bad as he was, but he's starting to get back into that groove. He's got to keep on pace with Drew Brees and the Saints. He has to. They're in a tie right now for that division, and if things end out right now, and I do believe they have to play again.
They do play another time, yes.
So that if they have the same record, I believe that is week 15. I believe they play.
And that's when the Saints' momentum began when they beat Carolina.
So it could end right there too. But we'll have to see. But I'm picking the Carolina Panthers to win this one big.
All right, we actually disagreed on a handful of games this week.
First time in a while.
Yeah, it's the first time in a while. Like past couple of weeks, we've been just agreeing almost all the time, but now we're finally getting some disagreements going.
Which I think is good for the YouTube show. And
it's good for the YouTube show.
But I believe it's also good for the fact that now we're disagreeing because there are now teams are starting to break apart from each other to show that they are still contenders. They're not contenders, but they're going to still try and win. And I think some of these games are going to be proven to be in that situation this weekend.
All right. Well, that's going to do it for our video. Thank you guys for watching. It's been an honor. Please click the like button if you enjoyed this video. And as always, subscribe for more content by the Galaxy's Greatest. On behalf of Shane DeVoe, this is Austin Pepper, the Galaxy's Greatest. And we thank you for watching, and we'll see you all next time. Take it easy, guys.